Now let us talk about what happens when you keep doing this. The teaching says that when you dwell on the feeling more and more, it begins to change things inside you and outside of you. That is a huge idea. So let us break it down in plain language. First, it changes you inside. Then, through that inner change, things begin shifting outside. A lot of people want outside change without inner change. They want new fruit from the same tree. But if the tree is still sick, the fruit stays the same. The root must be fed. Your inner life is the root. Your outer life is the fruit. If you keep saying, I want a better life, but deep inside you still feel small, scared, unlucky, unwanted, and powerless, then that inner root keeps producing similar fruit. But when you start imagining and feeling your desire as already real, the root begins to change. How? Your thoughts change. A person who feels like success is possible starts thinking different thoughts than a person who feels doomed. One sees doors, the other sees walls. One notices chances, the other notices threats. That alone is massive. Imagine two people walking down the same street. One believes nobody likes them. The other believes they are welcome in the world. They may see the same faces, but they will read the room differently. One may notice every frown and ignore every smile. The other may notice the open door, the kind glance, the opportunity to speak. Your inner state acts like glasses. It colors what you see. If your glasses are dark with fear, everything looks darker. If your glasses are bright with expectation, you notice more light. Second, your actions change. A person who feels like they are already becoming the kind of person who succeeds begins doing small things differently. They may speak up. They may apply. They may follow through. They may take care of themselves better. They may stop settling. They may walk with less hesitation. These changes may seem small, but small hinges swing big doors. A tiny shift in direction can change the whole journey. Think of an airplane leaving the airport. If the nose points just a little bit differently at the start, the ending city can be completely different. In the same way, a small change in your inner state changes the direction of your decisions, and over time, that changes your life. Third, your reactions change. Before, maybe every delay made you panic. Every no crushed you. Every problem felt like proof that it was over. But when you live more in the feeling of fulfilled desire, you stop treating every bump like the end of the road. You become more like a driver who knows the destination is still ahead, so a red light does not make them give up. It just means pause, not finished. This is huge, because many people destroy their own progress by reacting to every outside event as if it has the final word. A delay is not always denial. A problem is not always failure. A detour is not always defeat. Sometimes life is still moving things into place. When your inner state is stronger, you do not break as quickly. Fourth, other people can feel the difference. Have you ever walked into a room and felt someone's energy before they even said much? Maybe one person felt nervous, another felt angry, another felt calm, another felt confident. People pick up on state. A person filled with desperation feels different from a person filled with peace. A person filled with self-doubt feels different from a person grounded in quiet confidence. This matters in business, relationships, leadership, speaking, and everyday life. If someone is trying to sell from fear, people feel pressure. If someone is speaking from calm certainty, people feel safety. If someone is loving from neediness, people may pull away. If someone is loving from fullness, it often feels easier and warmer. So yes, your inner world affects the outside world partly because it changes what you bring into the room. Now let us use a magnet metaphor again. A magnet has an unseen field around it. You cannot always see it, but it has an effect. In the same way, your repeated inner feeling creates a kind of field. Again, not childish magic. A real state. A real way of being. And that state influences perception, behavior, speech, and response. If your field is I am always losing, then your life starts bending around that story. If your field becomes it is working out for me, then your life starts bending in a different way. This is why words alone are not enough. You can say, I am successful 100 times, but if underneath you feel fake, weak, and doubtful, the deeper feeling wins. The deeper feeling is the roots. The words are the leaves. So the goal is not to chant empty words. The goal is to reach the felt sense of reality. Feel the relief. Feel the gratitude. Feel the calm. Feel the doneness. Then your thoughts, actions, and responses start lining up with that inner truth. Let us take a few real-life examples. A person wants a better job. Before inner change, they think, nobody will hire me. I am behind. Others are better. That feeling creates hesitation. They apply half-heartedly. Their energy is low. Their interview feels weak. They may not even notice good openings. But after practicing the feeling of already being chosen, already being valuable, already being capable, they begin changing. They prepare with more life. They speak more clearly. They notice openings they used to skip. They recover faster from rejection. Soon the outside begins shifting too. Another person wants healing in a relationship. Before interchange, they replay every hurt and every fear. So when they talk, they come in guarded, sharp, or needy. After interchange, they keep imagining peace, love, safety, and understanding. They start listening better. They speak with less poison. They stop feeding the fire. That changes the climate of the relationship. Another person wants more money. Before interchange, they live in fear. They avoid looking at things, make rushed decisions, and act from, I need this now. After interchange, they keep returning to the feeling of being supported and provided for. That calm helps them think more clearly, notice better moves, and stop acting like someone drowning. This is how inside becomes outside. It is like changing the captain inside the ship. The sea outside may still have waves, but the direction of the ship begins changing. Now, does everything happen overnight? Not always. A cake does not bake the second you put it in the oven. But once it is in the oven, a process has started. Your job is not to keep opening the oven every minute in fear. Your job is to keep the right heat going. That means keep feeding the right feeling. Some days it will be easy. Some days it will not. Some days you will feel strong. Some days old fear will come knocking. That is normal. Old patterns are like deep grooves in a road. Your mind has traveled them many times, but new grooves can be made. Keep going. Every time you return to the fulfilled feeling, you are laying a new brick. One brick may not look like much, but many bricks make a road. Soon the new road becomes easier to walk, and then the old state begins losing its control. You stop checking the mirror every 5 minutes to see if the flower has bloomed. You start trusting the process more. You stop needing every outside sign right away. You become more steady. That steadiness is part of the transformation too. The outside result matters, yes, but so does the person you become while moving toward it. Because often the true miracle is not only that you got the thing, it is that you became someone who could receive it, hold it, and live in it naturally. That is the deeper change. So remember, inside change is not separate from outside change. Inside change is the engine that helps drive outside change. The root feeds the fruit. The script shapes the movie. The blueprint guides the building. The steering wheel sets the direction of the car. And every time you return to the feeling of it is already accomplished, you are turning the wheel. That is how your world begins to move.